Welcome and thank you for joining us today.
We're Derps and Burps, the podcast for all gamers, spiritual souls, and creative minds out there.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 39 of the Derps and Burps podcast, together with the one and only, this direction I will never learn, Stefie.
Nita, hello there, Ed.
And Julia. We're back today with another spoopy podcast for you. We're still in a spoopy month, and in case you are watching the podcast on YouTube and not listening on Spotify or whatever audio platform you prefer, you will probably notice that we look the exact same as last episode, and that has a reason.
We don't, Julia.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't mention?
Clearly wouldn't have noticed. Anyway, we're recording 2 episodes in one day today because we do not want to skip an episode. It's been a fucking year almost that we've been doing this podcast. And we've been super, super consistent. And Steffi has to work next Monday when we're recording. So this is pre-recorded. I'm sorry, guys.
No
that's
live
also,
content.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Still got the monster from last episode in me. That makes me burp. So, to move on today, there's not a big news section. We don't have any great news to tell you because it has not been a week since the last episode. But what we do have is a cool topic. We did before the Reddit divorce story, and you guys seem to have really liked this, and that's why we decided to search 2, maybe even 3 scary, or let's say disturbing, horror Reddit stories. We didn't read it before. Our lovely Jess skipped over the stories before to tell us if they're good or not. We're gonna read them together with you. You're gonna have our live first reaction to the story when we read it as well. And we're gonna talk a little bit about it. So if spooky stuff and disturbing horror stories is not your kind of thing, you might want to skip this one. But honestly, don't worry about it. We're not gonna make it too scary for you guys. We're still here for you, and we both are scaredy cats. So we're gonna get through this together. We start, though, with the listener of the week. This is not a spooky or a disturbing horror story. Even it could be because it's about the bare minimum that men do for us. Our listener of the week this week is Mika, and she commented to the bare minimum episode 36, where we talked about my mom, men doing the bare minimum, and what we can do about it. So, Steffi, you want to read what Mika told us?
Yes, mistress. Mika said, I can totally understand the choleric part, but not regarding to a person, but to work. Everything triggers me negatively, so that sucks. About the she helps with the dishes when she's staying over, which for me it is normal to help out when I am being welcome to stay at someone's place. Same. So in my opinion, that should not be a reasoning for you to let her visit regularly if there's no real and genuine relationship. If you cannot have a genuine connection, then why complying to it? Regarding the cleaning, I can relate too much. I always tell my boyfriend I do more in 10 minutes than you in a week. True, queen.
Got that one as well, sadly.
Oh, I just think most men do not have the same cleaning standards that we do. Yep. Especially since in the growing up years, we girls always got told to help clean, iron, and whatsoever. I feel like that if boys learn that from small up, they might have a better understanding about these things. It should be standard to clean after yourselves. Yes, reach it.
100% agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I think I don't necessarily am 100% sure if it's just that boys grew up like this. And first of all, I should probably mention too the things that Mika noticed are like answered first, so you guys have some context to it. The choleric part was me talking about that just my mom gets out like the really angry side of mine. And she said that is it for work with her, and she's staying over to help with dishes. Is the relationship that I have with my mom, where I say I'm thankful for her being here and helping me in the household while she's staying, but I don't really feel like I have a genuine connection. So I kind of agree with her that it kind of makes no sense to have this kind of surface relationship, if you
Yeah.
want, just to be polite. So I'm really gonna think about how I'm gonna approach this. I might not just like, I cannot just ghost her, because I noticed now when I was traveling, like she was always writing me like, oh, can you write me when you're landing, can you write me this? So I know that she obviously like cares about me,
Mm.
but not enough to like, she wants to be part of my life, but I'm not part of her life. So, it's like
Yeah.
this weird thing. So
Yeah.
what I think I'm gonna try to do is that I'm gonna have one more like real talk with her, because she notices, I think she
Mhm.
clearly notices that I'm just answering with her yes, no, landed, okay, good, yeah, whatever,
Mhm.
like I don't have a conversation with her even in text messages when we write. So I think I'm just gonna
Mm.
write her um for Christmas or something like that. Hey, do you notice we never had a Christmas together for the last 15 years? Maybe think about why that is. Something
Mm.
like that, to see how that relationship goes on. But I agree with you that it makes no real sense to keep something up that is so superficial.
Yeah.
Um so I agree with that as well. And um the thing with growing up and the way you clean and stuff, I think I agree with it. Like, I am an only child, so maybe Steffi can give us some insight of being
Mhm.
like a sister, like having a sister and a brother, growing up also with a brother, if he had to do the same chores as you did or not. For me personally, it was pretty normal then when I was growing up, I was helping my mom around the house always, because it was something I wanted to be part of it. I wanted to
Mhm.
help. Um, I do have to say, I was not really like forced under quotation marks to, I don't know, clean a bathroom when I was 14 or whatever. My mom would have, or like, she appreciated if I would help with stuff, but it was the same. Like, if she told me to clean my room 15 times and I still didn't do it, at one point I would come home from work and from school, and then my room would be cleaned. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Same.
So I kind of can relate in a situation men are, that you tell them stuff over and over, because for me it was kind of also like, I knew what I was doing when I was a teenager. If I think back that
Mm.
way, like, I knew that I would, if I would ignore my mom long enough and give her excuses why I don't do it, she would do it at one point for me.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of wondering if that is intentional, just the way I did it when I was younger. But then again, as soon as I moved out and had my own household, I slipped into the role of being that person that cleans everything, right?
Yeah.
Um, and the thing with growing up, I think I personally would not make a difference if I'm raising a boy or a girl. Like, I think if you should
Yeah.
include your child in daily chores, so even if they uh don't have to do it all the time, they at least know what they do, how it looks
Yeah.
to clean, to not like wipe around things but lift the stuff up, and all of those kind of things. I also think it's about like standards, as you say. Like, it should be normal that your mom helps you with dishes when she's over, same as it should be normal that if you're dining at your parents', that you bring your dishes at least in a kitchen, or put it in a dishwasher, or help them clean the table, or whatever it is. I think those are certain standards that everybody should have. And I think, at least I can only speak for Nathan, I think he knows what the standard is, to be
Mm.
fair.
Mm.
um, but I honestly think that he does not give a fuck. Like,
Same with mugs.
he does not care if there's like a pile of dishes in the sink or not. He does not care if there's
Yeah.
like I don't know, caulk stains, like water stains in the shower for a year, and he can't see out of the fucking shower anymore because the shower still works, like
Mhm.
so
Very functional.
exactly. So that's why I'm not really sure what the solution here is. Like, I also got a message from a friend of mine online, which made me think, and it is true. So it's partly also my fault in my relationship. So my friend told me that the way she handles it when she's in this point, where we talked about with Steffi, that we are super overwhelmed, um, and one day and feel like there's too many chores, instead of just rage cleaning and doing everything and then being angry at our partner, that we should just go to them, tell them like, hey, I feel so super overwhelmed today. um, I really need your help today with cleaning.
Mm.
Talked about it with Steffi shortly, and Steffi said that the problem there is like obviously we need that help in this exact moment, then, right, or in this day. And what's the answer of the guys then, Steffi? When we ask them in the rage
You
cleaning
can't
mode?
expect me to get up now just because you want to clean now. It's like there's either this one option where they say this, like just because you want to clean now doesn't mean I have time for it.
Yeah.
But then on the other
Which
hand,
fair
when
enough, but yeah.
yeah, fair enough. But then on the other hand, when they or if whenever they have time for it, they don't do it either. Because and now I can only talk for Max. When he has the day off, when it's the weekend, he doesn't think of cleaning, but just having the days off, right? He doesn't think of anything else but just playing games or whatever. He's literally doing nothing but gaming or whatever it is. And
Mm,
when I have the days off, when I come home from work and I work 40 hours a week as well, just for my IRL work, beside all the other stuff we do together and everything, when I have a day off, the first thing I want to do is make my home comfortable again.
yeah.
Vacuum, just dishes, laundry, whatever it is. And it's something so deeply rooted in our heads as well. Like, I cannot just turn off everything and ignore the fact that there's so much to do in my apartment. Obviously, I won't die if I don't do it, but I will feel better if I do it. So, and I think that's a difference. Like, some people and some men don't have this because they can just turn it off. They can just completely like knock it out and ignore it. So,
Yeah.
and that's what's annoying me the most because I have never heard him coming to me saying, "You know what, Steffi, I feel so overwhelmed with this right now, or can we clean tomorrow?" You know, I have never heard this
Yeah.
one
Same.
sentence.
Same.
Like, "Oh, our bathroom looks like there's so much hair there. Shall we clean tomorrow?" I've never heard that. Like,
Me
never.
neither. Me neither.
So
But I think it's also communication, you know? It's like I think we're both so frustrated with the situation, like in both our
mm,
relationships where we're both like, you know, I don't I don't want to have that conversation again. I don't want to
yeah.
be asking like that's exactly what you said like we don't want to be asking, but I think because this frustration build up so far from us that we can't have a fair and uncharged conversation with the people and
Not
with our
anymore,
boyfriends
no.
anymore. And I think maybe that's something obviously it should not only come from our side to have the attention to fix that kind of thing, but clearly we're the ones that want to fix the problem because for them it's clearly not a problem, right?
Mm,
Um so maybe we should, or at least that's what I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to in a moment where I'm not, maybe where even the house is clean, you know, where there's no tasks to be done in the moment, you know, so there's no
mm.
like time pressure and like, oh yeah, we figured it out now and now today or tomorrow you need to start. So maybe really like in a neutral moment where there's nothing to do to the just establish again, like, hey, you know what? For me, the thing is, you know, I work a lot, you work a lot. For me, the thing is, if I have a day off or if I have time off, for me, I can only relax if I'm in a clean space. And you know how much work it is. And you're doing a great job when you help me cleaning. And I would really appreciate if you could help me more. What would be your idea? How could you offer me more help in the future? You know, to let him, you know, as stupid as it sounds, but to give them some
My
kind of
hopes are gone.
that bad.
No, it's no. Just I wish you good luck. Tell me how it's going.
I'm gonna try that. You gave up
I'm
fully on
like
Max?
I'm like I do that sometimes actually. Like we do that. Like just on a side, I'm like with the laundry or whatever, and that works perfectly fine. But then again, that's the point. I do not want to ask for all these things because why am I the only one seeing the laundry bucket being
Mm,
full? You know what I mean? Like we're both adults, you see your laundry is full, please just throw it in the fucking washing machine. I do not
mm,
have to remind you. And that's where I'm just done with it because it's still, and that annoys me the most. I am the one constantly thinking of these things because they're like important to me. But,
mm,
and this is the problem, they're only important to me and to no one else. And that's why I'm just so done with this, because I still need to, like, communication and everything, fine, but fuck that shit, because try to communicate it so often, but it's simply not programmed in their brain, and I do not know how to reprogram them when it comes to this thing. I need to, I don't know, I need to find a way to just unconsciously, how to say, direct him into this direction, or like lead him into this direction without me constantly saying, "Hey, ma, can you please do the laundry while I'm working this weekend, because I need the stuff on Sunday again." So just just this awareness of your own apartment and whether how clean or dirty it is. I just wish this is a thing for both and not only for one person in a
Yeah,
relationship. And I don't know how to fix it.
like I think again, like I can only speak for myself, right? Like I had
Mhm.
these conversations always, but I have to admit that I only had those conversations every time when I was emotionally really charged.
Mhm.
So and I think when we had the conversation in the past, it was more like, okay, yeah, I can pay. He said I can pay for a cleaning lady that does my part, right? Which
Mm.
is a solution, but the only problem there is that there's no cleaning ladies here. You know, like
Yeah.
the one that we had again, she came 2 times, and now it's the same shit as
You
before. So I'm not bothering
really?
anymore. Yeah,
Yeah.
like she came
Ma.
twice, and now I don't even want to bother anymore because the 2 times she was here again, the one time she came 1.5 hours late, and the second
Yeah.
time she rescheduled and like, oh yeah, can I do this day and this day? And it just doesn't fit in my life. And unless I could give him the the thing that I say, like, you find somebody that does it then, right?
Mm.
But he would just go on the internet and hire whoever, right? And then
Serial killer.
yeah, and then I have a fucking, I don't know, person in here
Julia,
who's
my
gonna murder me.
katana is gone. The one
Yeah,
I
have you
got from the
seen?
auction. Have you seen it?
Exactly, stuff like
So
that.
weird. Did you clean it?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I don't know, it's not an option, but like to be fair, I'm gonna try to have the conversation with him in a neutral environment when I'm not emotionally pissed right now at this, and I'm gonna.
Fingers crossed.
Oh no, honestly, because I thought about it, like when my friend
Good
told
for
me that,
you.
right?
I'm cross
When
just
she
for
said
you.
me that, when she said that to me, like I'm good when it comes to conversation in basically
Mhm.
every part of my relationship, but if I think about it, when it comes to this part, I'm not. I can't have a
Yep.
fair conversation with you because I'm just so triggered
Yep.
when it comes to it, right? But
Yep.
anyway, I'm gonna try. Steffi's done with the whole topic. Thank you, Mika. I hope for you it's gonna work as well somehow. Anyway, we're gonna get into the most disturbing horror Reddit
I'm pissed
stories.
now. Yeah, let's go.
Sorry, Steffi. That we could find. We're gonna read through it. The first one that Steffi's gonna read for us is called "My Brother Saw a Ghost as a Kid. 2 decades later, I realized what he actually saw."
Okay. You ready for this?
I'm ready. I'm ready. Should
Okay,
we should
first
we
part.
like stop at like certain parts
Every
to
part,
talk about it?
there's like breaks in between. I stopped
Yeah.
between the breaks, okay?
Yeah. Let's do that.
All right. I was about 7 years old, my brother about 10. It was well past our bedtime when our mom woke up off the couch to put us to bed. Our dad worked construction out of town back then, so it was often just us three at the house for weeks at a time. Up the stairs and to the immediate right was our parents' bedroom. Going left put you in the middle of the hallway. Taking another left down that hallway led to my brother's room. The opposite end was my room, which was also across the hall from our upstairs bathroom. Okay.
It's
At
really
either
complicated.
yeah, at either end of the hallway are windowed doors we always kept locked and rarely used. Okay.
Hmm.
The door on my end led to a balcony overlooking our front yard, and the door on my brother's end opened to our back porch. The house kind of leans into a small hill. I'm so fucking confused right
Okay,
now.
listen. That was like a full-on plan of how the house is situated and where which room is. And I'm usually really good with like space
I cannot picture it right now.
No, that was just central overload. I have no idea. I hope it's the same for you guys, that you're completely overwhelmed with. Anyway, they have a house, many rooms,
We have
glass doors with windows, and we have 2 balconies in the front and the back. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Moving on.
My brother and mom both had a habit of waking up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom. I only knew this because I was always a light sleeper and they just couldn't help flushing with the door wide open. Oh.
Honestly, same. I do the same.
Same. This night, however, my brother stopped on his way to his room and came back towards the bathroom. I'm gonna try to pee before I go to bed. The past few nights, I've been too afraid to walk to the bathroom. I keep seeing a man wearing stripes at the end of the hallway. Okay. I don't know if my mom wrote it off as my brother telling ghost stories to try to scare me or if she was already half asleep and didn't catch it, but she didn't react at all to my brother's confession. I, on the other hand, was terrified by it. The fear of seeing a ghost like that at the end of the hallway or through the windows is the reason I started running from the stairs to my bedroom at night. Understandable?
Oh, yeah, understandable. I mean, first of all, good for you that you start going to take a piss before you go to bed. That's what you should do every night. Like,
Yes.
who doesn't do that?
I don't know.
Which psychopath is just like, oh yeah, I go the last time to the toilet at fucking 5 p.m. and then I don't pee till midnight. Who
I
does
don't
that?
know. I don't
Literally.
know.
Like, please tell me if that is normal for some people, that they do not that, like, one of the last things you do before going to bed is that you take a piss.
Yeah. But I have to admit, for the past, I think, 2 months now, I wake up almost every night around like 4 in the morning
Mm-hmm.
because I'm almost pissing myself.
Oh yeah, that's the age.
And
Don't worry about it. It's getting worse.
Stop, Julie.
I'm not even meaning. Listen,
This is an even worse horror story.
Listen, I had an elephant bladder my whole life. I could literally go to a 12-hour day at school and I didn't have to take a single piss. Now, like, you can ask Jess as well. Like, when we were in London, when I'm traveling, I'm drinking way less than usual because otherwise I need to go and take a piss every 2 hours. It's just getting worse from here. I'm going to let you know. I need to get up every night as well between 3 and 4 a.m. to take a piss. Every night. Or I wake up at 5 a.m. because my bladder is so full and then I don't fall asleep anymore. So, Steffi. Moving on.
All right. Years later, when I was about 18, my mom and I were having a conversation in her car about a dog we had for a very short time when I was little. We were sharing stories about Max's tendency towards destroying my shoes and other unruly behaviors when my mom blurted out, "Do you remember the time I opened the front door for the cops and Max ran inside to the kitchen and started tearing open that big bag of dog food we had?" This really caught me by surprise because in all the years I lived in that house, we never once called the cops. Gun owner family in a quiet, rural
Neighborhood.
WV neighborhood, etc.
Okay. First of all, obviously Americans, they own guns.
Delusional. Yeah, of course.
I mean, to be fair,
hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother. Okay, yeah. So we have guns, we have a dog, and we have never called the cops. And then once we did call the cops. Okay.
And mom thinking, yeah. I asked her what she was talking about, and she looked equally surprised as if she had just revealed something by accident. "Oh, that's right. I never told you because you were too young at that time. One night, I woke up hearing noises outside my window, and when I looked, I saw a man staring into my bedroom." She went on to describe how turning on the lights caused him to take off running and how she grabbed my dad's pistol before calling the cops. Oh my god, okay, that's disgusting. I can't remember all the details I gave them when they showed up. Tall white male wearing a striped shirt and jeans, short dark hair, something like that. They said it matched the description of a man they were looking for in the area. It turns out he had escaped from jail on a murder charge.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my fucking god.
Oh my god, the poor little boy. Oh no.
Now, I know it sounds so obvious hearing those two stories back to back, but it wasn't until a few years ago in my mid-20s that I pieced together that my brother had unknowingly warned us about a murderer who spent multiple nights chasing our home. Or Casey. The fuck is this?
That is fucking fucked up. And the mom never realized that clearly.
Oh my
The
god.
mom never realized. Imagine your little brother seeing a ghost at the end of the hallway, and it was actually a real dude standing there.
Wow, that's so disgusting.
Ugh. See, I
When you
thought it
know
would be
someone's
like
in
a
your
ghost
house.
story, but that is disgusting as well. Like somebody watching through your windows without you knowing it, that's literally like one of the worst. Bah.
Yeah.
Even if
Yeah.
nothing happens, just knowing that there's somebody just watching you without you knowing is.
Yeah. Yeah. Or just being in your own safe space, you know what I mean? Like invading your safe space
And your
and you
little
were
brother
sleeping.
sees it, and he's like, "It's a ghost."
Yes. Holy shit.
Oh my god! And do you think like she ever told her brother?
I don't know. Like people are commenting because they're confused as well now. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I was saying. Like, because someone said, wait, was he in your house? Since your
or
brother
through the
said he
window.
was
Yeah.
at the end of the hallway, not in a window. And then he just said at the end of the hallway where OP noted that there was a window. So I'd say it doesn't sound like he was in a. Okay, but he was like balcony or just
Yeah,
look.
it
Yeah,
sounds
as
like
you
he
said.
was looking like through the windows, which from
Yeah,
on
it's
my side,
enough,
it's already
bro.
enough, right? Like preying on them for night after night. Like, dude, I'd literally never go to the toilet. I'd rather piss myself than go to the toilet ever again.
Have a bucket in your sleeping room.
Yeah, like a little pot next
Someone
to my.
replied, like the old people pots, right? Like the
Yeah,
seed
yeah.
where you just like can let it go. Someone replied, I've been on Reddit too long. I really thought you were going to tell us that your mom was cheating with the guy in stripes and your brother saw him in the house. The fuck?
Oh my god. Honestly, could have seen that as well.
Someone says, I live below a cult leader and I fear I've angered her. Okay, that
What?
is fucked up. Is that a different story? More posts from Let's Not Meet community. I think
Yeah, we can.
that's a different story, but it's a
Listen,
long one.
it's a long one. You just
I
found
don't
it
know if it's good.
as you
I'm a
want.
boomer. How can I send links on Reddit? Share. Copy link. I post this here. Look.
Let me
Sounds
see. Let me
interesting.
see. Oh my god! Imagine living. So we have two different ones. How much time? We have like half an hour. I guess we could do both. Oh, this one
Which one
is
first?
really long though. I mean,
Yeah, but short
honestly,
breaks. Like short.
let's go with the cult leader one. Honestly,
Okay.
let's go with it. We already started. We teased it. You hooked me with it, Steffi.
Okay. All
Let
right.
it
All right. All
go.
right. We
Okay.
go through this. I
Yeah, yeah.
read fast. Title: I live below a cult leader and I fear I've angered her.
Oh my god.
All right. I, female 28, have lived in the same apartment for 4 years. My neighbors in the unit above me are a couple in their 30s who have lived there for about 3 years with no issues between us. So good so
Mm-hmm.
far. During the past 6 months, I've noticed some changes in their behaviors. At first, it was just a few days per week. I'd hear music with heavy bass accompanied by rhythmic jumping. I assumed
Guys, that's the neighbor of Steffi. She's living under Steffi. She thinks Steffi is a cult leader. A couple in their 30s listening to music with a
Actually
lot
true.
of bass.
That's
Oh
actually
my
true.
god, we found Steffi's
Fitting,
neighbor.
fitting.
Okay, moving
I
on.
assumed they bought an exercise bike or something, but sometimes the jumping gets so intense that it shakes my overhead light fixtures. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I switched Steffi.
Ah, that reminds me of what is the show called? There's one. Maybe I'll find the name. The jumping routine has been escalating to the point that it takes place every day, normally between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. company.
Not Steffi.
I
Yeah, it's in the evening.
I also noticed that they called one 100 junk and got rid of a lot of nice possessions. However, I figured none of this was my business, so I kept my observations to myself. Good choice for
Okay,
now, but
yeah.
you want to know, right? You're curious as well. Like, what the fuck's going on?
Dancing around, loud music, selling all of the stuff. Weird. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. About 3 weeks ago, everything escalated, okay, multiple times per week on weekdays and during working hours. It sounds like they're hosting a mini Burning Man event in their apartment.
Could be
The
Steffi.
music is so loud and clear that it sounds as if I'm at a concert while sitting in my living room. There's clearly a lot of people involved because the jumping, stomping shakes multiple light fixtures and cabinets. Okay.
Okay.
That's so weird. Like, at which point do you go there and tell them, can you just shut up? Like, I want to know if she's doing this. The
Yeah.
music is a mix of new age spiritual vibes, vibes, dance beats, and a male voiceover giving weird instructions like rebrand yourself, surrender yourself, stomp, stomp in response. That sounds interesting though.
Yeah, it's something
Like, I
Steffi
want to
would
know the
listen to.
song. Yes, I want to. I like very scary songs like that give you the creeps. I like that. I've taken audio recordings on my phone and one video from the hallway during these events. I still didn't complain to the building, but I wanted evidence in case it became a regular thing. Yeah, makes
Mhm.
sense. That's
Fair.
that's
Good.
smart.
Good. Good.
Um, this week I've encountered a big problem. The couple above me has a private patio which is
Patio.
directly above patio. What is patio?
It's like a
Which is directly
balcony.
above my bedroom. Okay. I came home from a 3-day trip out of town yesterday, and my ceiling is legitimately collapsing in one corner. Big chunks of plaster had fallen to the ground, and I saw a little water.
Oh,
Okay.
jeez.
I immediately called my superintendent since I don't want to be buried alive by ceiling rubble if it gives out.
Fair.
hmm When he came to check it out, he was shocked and pissed. Understandable.
Understandable. Yeah.
He said that the woman in the couple appears to be working with some people doing workshops or something. He can see their patio from his apartment window and has watched the group do these dancing, jumping, dirt rituals out there on a weekly basis. He said they all dance and jump to the music and then spread dirt along with something else. He doesn't know what it is, probably blood across the
Okay.
patio on a weekly basis. He believes that the dirt plus unknown substance combo is getting through the wooden cracks, absorbing water and weighing down my ceiling.
Oh no. I mean,
In order
to
to
be honest, if
huh?
so many people are jumping on your patio, like in Steffi's parties, birthday parties, like I'm
Mhm.
surprised your building is still standing. Obviously, with the
Uh-huh.
party of last year where everybody was jumping.
Mhm.
Could be
With the
Steffi.
video. Could
Yeah.
be our party. Could have been our party. In order to fix the problem, my super said he had to go talk to the woman, check out the patio, and ultimately hire a contractor to pull up the wood to scrape out whatever the hell is causing my ceiling to fall.
Mm-hmm.
I could hear them talking from my room, and the woman sounded distraught and defensive. When my
Mm-hmm.
super left, he called me and warned me that she might try to come down to my apartment and demand to see the damage, but don't let her in. Uh,
Jesus.
this was a little concerning to me. Is she a threat? The damage is real. I wouldn't mind showing her. She started playing her music again, relatively loud, kind of like a warning shot.
But like, why would your superintendent tell you don't let her in?
Yes, yeah.
That's the thing that fucks me up. Like, I mean, if I would cause something like in my neighbor's apartment, I would go there and would also want to look at it and maybe say sorry. But he's like, oh, but
Yeah.
don't let her in. Like, what the fuck?
Well, that's
Okay.
creepy.
Yep. We're
I
starting to get
mentioned
weird.
the music. I mentioned the music jumping to the super and said I had audio recordings. He started begging me to send the evidence to the front office. It sounds like he wants them evicted.
Evicted, yeah, to
Evicted.
get them kicked
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. I said, okay, sure, I hate to be a red, but if I have to choose sides, I'll side with the building that dictates my annual rent price. He called me twice more that afternoon to confirm that I shared my evidence, and I said yes. Shortly after everything went down, I left my apartment to run an errand. The woman was outside, just standing on the sidewalk, and stared at me the whole time as I walked by. I ignored her. This isn't my fault.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, today, I went to run another quick errand in the neighborhood. When I returned, the couple was again standing on the sidewalk. Both of them this time followed me into the building and then waited until I was opening my apartment door to confront me. Bleh.
Jesus.
They were both wearing creepy fake smiles. The woman has horse girl hair down to her waist and started
Horse girl
interrogating me.
hair.
Okay. They
I
asked,
know what she means though. I get
yeah.
it.
They asked, "Is your ceiling really collapsing? When did it start? Do you think it was related to the recent rainfall? Because our patio is just fine."
Okay.
I was a little uncomfortable. Where they were were they waiting for me outside? How did they know I even left the building? Why were they both standing there? I've literally never seen them enter together in their 3 years of living here. But I have nothing to hide, so I confirmed the damage is pretty bad. I just don't want it to fall during the winter. I'm sorry for the inconvenience, but hopefully the work will be done quickly for everyone's sake. They seemed satisfied enough, so I said, "Have a good day," and shut my door.
Okay. So it didn't go in. Nice.
Yeah. I'm getting the sense that they're nervous about what the contractors will find when they tear open the patio. What the fuck is up with the dirt rituals? Who are these people she's working with? I don't know what they look like or why they're available to stomp around on weekdays. The repair work has started on both sides, but the constructors will come on Wednesday for the grand reveal of what's under the patio that's making my ceiling collapse. In the meantime, I feel like I need to be alert and keep my eyes out for these people, as well as the couple. It's unusual for me to see them in general, especially twice in 2 days. They seem scared and in denial of the problem. They also literally ambushed me. Hopefully, it's over soon. Update. There's also the audio recordings if we
Yeah,
want to listen
I
to
watched
them.
it already. We're gonna link it in the description of the video as well, and also the link to the Reddit stores themselves.
Yeah, yeah.
I listened to the audio. You basically just hear stompings. It's not anything special, but if you want to look at it, it's fine.
Okay, okay. Update. The contractors, sorry, not constructors, contractors came today and reported that there was, in fact, dirt and sludge visible below the neighbor's patio. However, thanks to the help of my internet sleuthing friend, I've gained a lot more insight into the realm that dwells above me. As one Redditor suggested, nice work by the way, my neighbor is affiliated with multiple ecstatic dance communities, both international and local. The international group has planned events during which all cells of the organization host dance sessions simultaneously. It also has a YouTube channel that streams psytrance music 24/7. I listened to a portion of it, and a female voiceover declared, "You are becoming the game master."
Okay.
Okay. Meanwhile, the local groups seem to be more exclusive and more radical in their mindset. One of the local groups, hosted by my neighbor's good friend, conducts 3-day events that cost upwards of $400 for admission. Participation in
Jesus.
all 3 days is mandatory. I get the impression they all sleep in the studio space, and the event description mentions that it begins with a ritual. As
Okay.
I said, it's a drug disco
Yeah, probably.
apartment.
Yeah.
The last and darkest affiliation that I've confirmed via social media footprints is that my neighbor and a few members of the local communities are also involved with some compassionate death groups. There's no way for me to verify at this time if these affiliations overlap in a meaningful way, so I will simply state the fact that I have evidence to prove. My super asked me about the jumping again when I saw him today. He remains eager to act. He agreed with my new game plan to wait for another large event to happen and then call him to check on my dishwasher so he can intervene. So, for now, the ways in which the puzzle pieces of ecstatic dance, compassionate death, patio dirt rituals, and ceiling collapse connect will remain a mystery.
Okay. I mean,
Wow.
that was basically just having a fucking cult above you, or like a drug dance disco.
Yeah.
Scary in the sense of, yeah, you have them fucking ambush you and wait for you to go into your apartment and shit. But actually not that fucking scary. I wouldn't want to have that in my thingy though. Yeah?
Now, someone commented, like I was literally searching for the show. I told you, Real
Yeah.
Life Archive 81. Watch out. That's literally what I was searching for. Like I found it like 5 minutes ago, right? The
Yeah.
movie, the show I watched. It's literally like this. Yeah,
Oh,
just not that scary.
that's
Archive
funny.
81, by the way, guys, is a great show. Watch it.
Okay, okay.
Great show.
Got it. Noted it. So we have one last story
Mm-hmm.
for you that is, I think, pretty good, what we saw from like the votes.
Mm-hmm.
Again, so we know Steffi is gonna get evicted soon. because she does her ritual dance parties on top of her neighbors. And so, Steffi, if your neighbor has problems with the dishwasher, you know what to do. Turn off the music.
I will do.
And
I know the signs now.
perfect, perfect. And the last story that we're gonna hear Steffi read out today is called "I Found a Tape of a Woman Being Killed."
Okay, more suspenseful now. I was at my grandmother's house, helping my grandmother move furniture around. She became my mother figure after the death of my mother when I was a young child, and I had been staying with her ever since my car accident. My grandmother helped me nurse me back into health, so I made an effort to alleviate her of any and all physical tasks. I felt it was the least I could do. It was in the attic when I accidentally knocked over a box. The box was filled with VHS tapes, with the farthest dating back to 1990. All that was written on them was the year. There was a TV in the attic as well because we used the attic as more like a functioning room than a storage space. So I decided to play the oldest tape. I expected to see happy memories, home videos, scenery, anything other than this. Are you ready for what's to come?
I am like that is something that could happen to me.
Oh
Like
my god, Stom.
playing this kind of things. I still have a lot of old VHS tapes from my grandpa that I never
Bleh.
watched.
The video starts with whoever is holding the camera filming a woman sitting alone at a small table at a coffee shop. She's reading. The camera was zoomed in on her hair glowing in the light, fixed. The tape then skips to a new setting in what looks like a downtown Chicago somewhere. I can see the back of the same woman from before walking down the street, oblivious to the person trailing and filming behind her. The sky is now a dark gray. I can see lights from passing cars glinting off her shiny boots. The camera is clambering and rubbing up against the jacket of the cameraman. Is he like, does she know?
Stalking. It sounds like
Yeah,
some stalker or something, right?
yeah. And heavy breathing, like, he or she's not far from her, but is far enough away to show that he or she's not with her, clearly stalking her. Okay.
Oh yeah, there we go. Got it.
Wow, okay. The
This is
scene
fucking
lasts,
creepy. In the 90s, imagine. Like, you must have had such a huge camera with you as well. It's not like just holding your phone.
and your grandmother has those tapes in her attic, right? So, let's see.
Okay.
The scene lasted maybe 5 minutes of the monotonous walking until it shifted to the woman now bound and stowed in the trunk of a car.
Jesus, that escalated. Okay.
Quickly,
How
she
can
was
you
taped
not?
up.
But how do you
Hmm.
not turn around for 5 minutes? Like, if somebody
I mean,
walks
the
5 minutes behind me,
I mean, if you're crowded, like if it's crowded and you're outside just running your errands and stuff, I never look back.
I
Like in
know.
Graz, for example, I don't even think of looking back. Like if I walk down the streets to the main square, like why would
mm,
I look back, you know?
no.
Alright. She was taped up, unable to speak. All I could hear was the sound of heavy rainfall accompanied by her screaming and crying. Her muffled panic broke my heart in two. My spine became frozen. I couldn't open my eyes any wider. Any moment the film could shift to something so much more grotesque, so morbid, so life changing, and I could do nothing but watch in horror.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
I saw a black gloved, covered hand sprout from behind the camera, slam the trunk door closed, trapping her inside. It's now clearly night.
Oh my god, I just got a huge thunder. Did you hear that?
No.
What the fuck?
The scenery, guys.
Okay. Okay, I'm getting yep.
No joke.
Thunder,
The next
rain, and then
scene.
this. Okay.
That was actually perfect.
Yeah, that was. Oh my god. Okay.
The next scene skips to the woman, and now beaten and bloody while tied to a chair. The location looks to be a warehouse somewhere. The only light coming from a single fluorescent bulb above the woman, illuminating pools of crimson red blood at her feet.
Jesus.
The camera is steadily held, so much that it seems to be propped up by a stand. I can hear the poor woman moaning in pain underneath the tape covering her mouth. I can also hear something shifting around on the concrete, like someone adjusting their stance. It seemed manic. I could hear clambering of metal, like tools being packed or unpacked from a bag.
Oh no.
My stomach now fully turned. The stalker then walks into frame, showing only his back. His head was completely covered in a balaclava.
Oh my god, the thunder. I hope you can hear that, but there's like really big thunder behind me. Ugh.
Mm,
And it always comes to the right moments.
mm,
Balaklava?
Baklava.
I have no idea what it is. Let me Google.
Baklava. I just know baklava, but that's
Baklava,
weird.
yeah, it sounds like baklava, but that would be too yummy. Oh, it's like
he
a
ca-
ski mask. It's a ski mask.
okay. He carried a blade in his right hand. My heart completely halted. The stalker held her drooping head up, tilted her face upward, and began to slice her throat from her left ear all the way to the right.
What the fuck?
Oh! She squirmed and gargled in her desperate and useless attempt to survive. I had never seen so much blood in my life. The killer then takes off his mask and stares into the camera, flashing a toothy grin. The film then abruptly stops.
What the
Abruptly.
actual fuck?
I was held in place by my now shot nerves. My blood slowed into stillness, completely discoloring my body into an almost corpse like white. My grandmother was watching me. She shakingly tried to console me from across the room, struggling to form words through the river of tears streaming down her face. Sorry.
Yeah.
She said she didn't want me to ever be reminded of who I was before my accident. Uh huh.
Oh, so she didn't have a car accident. What?
No,
Who
his
I?
and the mother had the car accident. The mother
Oh my
died.
god, the thunder again. Ah!
I heard it now. I heard it.
Oh my god. Great! Why is there fucking thunder? Okay, what? See, wait, struggling from with screaming down her face, she said she didn't want me to ever be reminded of who I was before my
Yeah, yeah,
accident.
yeah.
So we didn't have a car accident, but were we the lady that got stalked and sliced open? Did I get that wrong?
No, he's traumatized. He was traumatized and forgot everything that happened after the accident, apparently. But his grandmother felt so
Oh wait,
over,
we're
like his
dudes.
grandmother.
Oh, we're
Yeah, his
dudes.
grandmother
Oh,
wanted
we're.
to help. Yeah,
Oh, so
and
we're
she
the
never
killer.
wanted him to see. Yes, yes, and she never wanted to
Oh.
see him to see these tapes. He
Oh
did,
fuck. For
like
some
he
reason
made.
I thought we're a girl. Oh my
Nah,
god. Oh my god. That's a fucking great twist.
yeah.
Holy shit. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. It's a nice coin flip. Honestly, it's like a nice like what's it called?
I
Like a
wasn't
twist.
expecting it.
Me
Mm-hmm.
neither. Me neither. I thought more like oh the grandma did something like fucked up or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oof. Oh my god, the thunder. Jesus Christ. Holy fuck, we
Perfect
didn't.
timing.
Yeah, like it's literally like in a movie, you know, where like the
Yeah.
thunder is like striking all the time. Exactly. Which one was your favorite?
Uh, I think the first one because it's very creepy with the man like stalking outside of your house, right?
Mm,
Like, and your kids seeing that during the night. I think that's the most disturbing story to me.
because it's
The second,
realistic. It's
yeah, the
too
second one
close.
was like, yeah, drug addicts just having like whatever they're doing with their rituals. And this one was like, it's it's creepy, but I'm missing more to the end. Like it's like the whole story is a build up and then it's like, oh yeah, but she wanted to like keep me safe and never remind me of who I was before my accident. So I want more than here. Like
I mean, I think for a short story it's really good. You know, like
yeah, for short story it's very good, yeah.
for like a quick little twist, like they get you involved, you're like helping your granny, you're in an accident, blah blah
Yeah.
blah. You stumble about that thing and then, you know, you find out who you were before your accident. So I think that's that. I really like that. I really liked it.
Mhm.
I mean, it's probably. I mean, it's really obvious, if that makes sense.
Mm.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the horror story 101 twist. You know, like
Mhm.
if you
Mhm.
people could come up with it, but still, like I think for short story, it's nice. I think it has a lot of potential. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
think it could obviously like be built up into like a movie or like a longer story with more detail and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So I think it has a lot of potential to be something bigger, you
Mhm.
know. But yeah, it's also weird that he didn't recognize himself grinning at the camera, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the
Yep.
thing that where I'm like,
True.
how does that make sense? Like, even if you had an accident and whatever, like he said he took off the mask and grinned at the camera, right? Did
Mm.
I get that wrong?
No, he
The
turned to the
killer
camera
then
after
takes
he
off
killed
his
the
mask.
woman.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I guess you don't look that much different after your accident, or you would, you know.
Now he realized that. I think he realized it in the end. That's why his grandma also said, like, tried to console me from across the room, struggling to
Oh
form
yeah,
words
okay.
through the river of tears. She didn't want me to ever be reminded of who I was before my accident. So at this point, he realized it was him, and he was
Okay, okay.
so like shocked
Yeah,
that he froze. You
yeah, now I
know?
got it. Sorry, I'm like
Yeah.
really, really, really slow when it comes to it because for some reason I thought we were a girl. But anyway, I liked it. To be honest, I like the first story as well the most because that's the
Mhm.
one where that would keep me looking out of the windows at night or make me be afraid to look outside of the window at night because I might see somebody looking inside my window. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's the thing, and also like connecting the dots between two things that the mom never realized. That
Mhm.
so I like that story the most as well. The cult leader was funny because it reminded me of your parties when we dance.
Yeah.
This one was nice and short. Yeah, but I really like those. I like that. I think we should do more stories. I like reading this,
Mhm.
especially
Mhm.
if we've never read them before. You know, if it's like something
Yes.
fresh, so we have like
Yeah.
a
And we
real
both don't know shit about it. Like that's the
exactly
most important.
like the
Yeah.
divorce story, for example. I've read it before already. So we're gonna have to find out how we do it in the future, that we have stories that we
Yeah.
know are good but we don't read before, so maybe we can like ask some of you to really recommend us good ones, people that we
Yeah.
trust, you know. um
Yeah.
but anyway, that was our third Halloween story, our third Halloween episode, sorry, on the podcast. If you have any good other stories that you would like us to read, doesn't matter if it's scary or interesting or fucked up or just a good read, feel free to leave them in the comments. We would love to see it
Yes.
and read it. We love you and we're really thankful for your support as per usual. We will be back next week on Monday. Again, give us
Mhm.
feedback on how you like the length of the intros, if it's better for you now with like the 15 minutes cap, or if you would prefer us to talk longer about the private stuff, or if it's better to get straight into the topic again, or even if you don't want to hear our news at all and you want to just hear us talk about the topic. We're
Mm.
super, super interested in your feedback. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and we see each other again next week. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Derps and Burps podcast.
If you enjoyed it, make sure to follow us on Spotify, YouTube, Twitter, or Instagram at derps'nburps. See you online.